What's poppin', everyone? It's VenomousStare back with Game 2 of a best of 3 between Zest and Leenock. Leenock is the bottom right-hand spawning Zerg player in the blue. He's a very good player, although he's not known for his creep spread. He's more known for his aggressive play, his counter-attacking style, kind of as being in your face. More of a guy known for his mid-game aggressive play than anything. He also got second in a GSL, the Jockji. A player many people forget about, but a guy who's actually been showing up pretty recently. He's in the GSL this season. Gateway expand for Zest. Pretty quick third here for Leenock. He's going to start Ling speed, getting a queen as an adept is being chronoed out. This adept is an interesting choice. Obviously he can pressure Leenock, make him worry, scout her on the map, get scouting information. That's great, but on this map in particular, on this Newkirk map, I think a Stalker is really good because the way the Natural's positioned, so the Zerg is obviously going to spawn in one of the corners, so he has to fly one of his overlords in this weird, like, does he fly it here and park it here? Does it go all the way around and do this and just die? This is a really weird overlord map for Zerg, because normally what Zerg wants to do is send it, like, here, but on this map, it's so far away because of the structure of the map, like how it's bottom left and bottom right, that the Overlord can't get over there. So what you see some Zergs do is they'll just have an Overlord here, or like Leenock does here, and they'll have to scout that way. He's actually going for a bit of a drop though, and this is what I was talking about. This is more of the aggressive side of Leenock. The Leenock who likes to get in your face and keep things going on his terms. We see Zest, who is currently up 1-0 in this best of 3, is going for probably the exact same build he did last game, DT drop. Last game he did go for the DT drop, and then he went into the Archon pressure. But Lings are in the bane here for Zest. Zest has to be careful. He might lose some probes here. He does the little mental trick through. Great micro there from Zest. It's actually pretty much perfectly microed, but probes are just not meant to fight against Lings, guys. And Leenock's doing the classic obnoxious Zerg thing that has lost so many Protoss players' ladder points, where they do a drop in your main and then run at your front door with a bunch of Lings, and if you don't have your wall in, you lose! But Leenock's just going to ferry into the main anyway. Only one adept here, and currently Zest is trying to pull probes to defend against this, and now Leenock is ferrying more up. Remember, only one gate. Now 3 more are about to come up for Zest. But going for this DT drop was relatively greedy. He had the Twilight and the Robo very early on, and now, of course, he delayed those gates to get that tech, including the Dark Shrine. So 4 gates are finally coming up for Zest. He has a prayer of holding this, but not enough energy for Photon Overcharge, and this is getting a little bit rough. Zest at this point has lost quite a few workers, but remember, Leenock has committed a lot to this. He does have 3 bases, he does have +1 on the way, but he's just pretty much making pure Ling. A gate has been shut down, as has the Twilight, but I mean the Robo's still online, a DT is out blocking the wall. Is there lair? No, the lair's just started, so there's no detection over here. Leenock is basically doing this. Oh, he's trying to get the Cyber, this could be big! And he does get the Cyber, a couple units get warped in. And I think Zest threw up that Photon Overcharge and just kind of looked at him like Math Hoffa and said, you should do it. And then Leenock did it and killed the Cyber Core. So that really sucks for the Protoss player because he's having trouble getting units out. And at this point, he's going to be highly limited on the units that he can even select. Dark Templar and Zealots. And the Zealots do not have charge. The Twilight is still underpowered, so the charge is not going to come. Potentially one thing Zest could try to do to come back in this game, since oh my goodness, he's lost so many probes, 28 dying, that's almost 2 entire mineral lines, and this time Leenock has made some workers of his own, 9 and then 4 of course, because some of them popped right as I opened my mouth. 39 workers to 23, Leenock is at a huge advantage, and remember, because Zest is highly limited due to the dead Cyber, Leenock can just run around with this +1 Lings and be so obnoxious. If this was a ladder game, Zest might have even said something nasty and left the game. This is the kind of strategy that is infuriating to play against. It's the kind of strategy that really is just so endlessly annoying to lose to. because you don't even really feel like you got outplayed. It's like, yeah, he dropped Lings in my base, and then if you're bad, like Zest isn't, like, you know, if you're like any of the rest of us, those Lings probably get in your front door at some point, because Leenock was checking over and over to see the front door, mind you. It wasn't just like one random coin flip trying to run in. And as soon as those +1 Lings get in your freaking natural, dude, it's over in that quantity. And we see more Lings in the base of Zest. Zest, of course, is going to have to pull, and this is so sad for Zest. He's trying to run out with these DTs. Now, these DTs can try to do damage. Leenock does not see the DTs in time to do his little drone stacking trick we saw in Game 1, and the drones do die. The Overseer is on the way. With the Zealots coming out, Leenock is in fear of losing the space, though. He has shut down a lot of mining, but Zest kind of oddly running away. That's a bit interesting. I guess he knew a lot of you. Oh, he had the Warp Prism. But at the same time, I don't really think he knew how much of an advantage he had for that brief moment. Now a ton of Lings come out. His brief little window that was really wonky has passed. He's trying to poke around here. Is Zest does a little hot pickup micro, but he can do the best micro in the world, and then he'd have to do it for 10 more minutes to get back into this game. He's just lost so many workers. Phenomenal micro, though, as Zest is kind of kited back and just killed an insane amount of Lings. If you go to the workers, or excuse me, the units lost, Zest is trying to even her up. And he mows down both queens, so great play there from Zest. But he is still very behind in supply, remember. Even if this base goes down, it's still... Leenock's probably still ahead because of the workers. But Hydras are coming out. Remember, this Archon is just laughably low. 1 HP, it's at pube health, it dies. Not even Zest can save that. And he types GG in 2 different languages because he's a nice guy. So why did Zest leave, you new player might be asking? His main didn't have any workers because Leenock was running in and killing him the whole game. He knew that even though he had the Robo and the Twilight, he didn't have Blink or Charge or Resonating Glaives, and he just had about, what, 20 workers, 23 workers. Even if he kills this, which he wasn't going to because of the static, and the ever-building army, he still would have been behind because of the workers. So Leenock does a little bit of an aggressive Ling play, showing off his aggressive style in Game 2. The series is tied 1-1. The best of 3 will conclude when I post the next video tomorrow, if you're watching this on the day it aired. And you want to subscribe and click the little bell notification icon so you don't miss Game 3, because it's going to be great.